Well, hello, everyone. My name is Debbie Wysocki with Florida Luxury Homes Group, part of Keller Williams Fort Lauderdale. I'm a philanthropist, speaker, author, and community volunteer, and it is my pleasure this evening to have Patricia Rogers here join us and share about an upcoming event. And she is an amazing woman that I've had the pleasure of knowing for 7 years, which is an awesome number in itself. So this year is going to be a great year for everyone. And Pat, I'd like you to share about the World Women's Conference and Awards for 20 and 21.
Awesome, Debbie. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for offering me this platform so that I can get the message out before the masses about this awesome launch. I am currently the Florida chapter leader for World Women Conference and Awards 2020 and 21. And this conference has been, the founder of this conference is Ragnay Sanikas, and she's out of Estonia, a native from Mexico, but she's out of Estonia now. And she's following her vision, and she and I met online back in November, and she did an interview with me. And of course, since that time, we have just been working together, communicating, and we saw the synergy that we had as it relates to connecting entrepreneurs with each other so that they can build their professional networks. And more importantly, this organization is focused on women coming together.
And that's a very important thing in business, women supporting women and making a difference one person at a time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, men are always a part of the equation that anything that we women are in. But our focus is bringing women together. We're focused on young women. We want to be mentors for the young ladies who are coming up as well, so that we can show them how to be entrepreneurs at such a young age. And we have entrepreneurs that's going to be at this event as young as 8 years old. So you all are going to be amazed. We're going to have people from all over the world. Chapter leaders are in Africa. All the chapter leaders, one is in Africa. We have London. We have one coming from South Africa. We have one coming from Chicago, California. So there's about 15 chapter leaders that she has established all over the world. And we all will be there at this launch on August the 5th, 4 o'clock. Just Wednesday, 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. Give or take, we'll probably run over to about 6:30 to the latest. And the cost is only $10. We're going to have speakers. I know you're going to call those speakers off. We're going to have a little bit of entertainment, and we're going to have an exciting time. So this will be my very first online event. Actual event where I will have speakers.
And Pat, I want to take just a moment to brag on you. You have held a couple of 2-day events that have been absolutely packed with, I think, close to 200 people, if not more than 200 people. And so making that pivot to an online event is a very unique transition. And I believe we're going to have over 100 people here. That's our goal. We've already got 65. And you've laid out a pretty robust agenda. And for just $10, people are going to get quite a sampling on quite a number of topics. So should we share a little bit about what that's going to cover?
Yes, Debbie. Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so you have 2 keynotes, I believe, and the first one is Nancy Matthews, a very well-known author and business coach, and she's going to share something that's near and dear to both of our hearts called the One Philosophy.
Absolutely.
And that is not about finding someone to be the one for you, but rather being the one for somebody else, about generosity and how you show up in the world every day.
Absolutely, that was well said. And that's why my tagline is people need people. And that's exactly what she's talking about also. It deals with our personal development as entrepreneurs. And those 6 steps that Nancy's going to talk about, they're very powerful. And I strongly recommend people to come and get the knowledge that they need and get the inspiration. because we need to be inspired so that we can continue on our journey and continue to follow our vision and our passion, especially with all this going on around us. So I'm excited, Debbie. I'm excited. I'm not stopping. I mean, yeah, I transitioned from offline events, and yes, we online at hotels and different things of that nature. Been doing it for over 7 years. And you don't remember when you came to my event back in 2015 at that hotel, do you?
I do. We had a potluck.
You spoke. Yeah, that was 2015.
Yeah.
So we are well over the 2-year mark. But yes, we've been doing it for a while, but this is my first online actual event, and I'm very excited because, like you said, I had to pivot. I had to make that move, and if I wanted to keep following my passion, I'm bringing it online. And yes, we're looking forward to at least 100 people, but right now we're moving right along, and we're at about 67, I believe. So,
awesome.
But I am going to cut it off tomorrow night because I have to get some things done, and I'm going to have to go ahead and close it out tomorrow night so that I can properly prepare, get the rest that I need. And of course, it's always that moment of meditation. Everything we do, we want to go before the Lord.
Right. So I'm going to give the web address now so they can register, and we'll give it again at the end. It is Florida, all spelled out, Florida launch.eventbrite.com, and for just $10 you will hear Nancy Matthews. Right. And the next speaker, many entrepreneurs and business people want to write a book, and I know you've written 3 or been a part of a compendium of books. I have 7. I was co-author in 2 bestsellers, and then I've written 5 on my own. And this gentleman, Charles DeAndre, is going to share how to write and publish a book, and he helps us market the book as well.
Right, and he actually has his own publishing company. So this is amazing. I called him in because I'm currently writing my own book. I've been a part of 2 collaboration books, actually 3, because I was just in another one with Sophie Nabani. She just wrote a book, and that was the one about the creative mindset. Then we have Vanessa Blackwell. She just, I'm part of her book recently. We just launched, and we went bestseller international with that one. So Sophie's was a bestseller. And then there's the Nancy Matthews Women Prosperity Network, the book on Journey to the Stage, and that was also a bestseller. So yeah,
you've had 3 bestsellers.
I'm right behind you. I'm not too far behind you.
and you're working on your very own book.
I'm working on my very own book, and it should be out by the end of the year. And it's called Hosting Rocking Events On and Offline. So COVID sent me in another direction. I had to stop, and I had to pivot, and I have to go back to the book when I thought it was finished. And I'm writing in what I actually did, the steps that I've actually taken to transition to online, so that the book will be more beneficial to all of our readers. And that's where Charles Andrade is going to come in at. He's a Christian publisher, and he's going to walk me through the final phase of this.
That'll be awesome. So I want to share with entrepreneurs, or maybe you're just thinking about writing a book, or sometimes people have a mess in them that becomes a message for their business. And many times a book, it can be small, 50, 60 pages. This can establish you early on as an expert in your field and set you apart from everyone else. So having a book, in my opinion, is one of the most important things you can do, even when you're self-published. And you can self-publish very easily, whether it's with Charles or any other self-publishing. As long as you have an ISBN number, you're good to go. So he'll tell you all about that, I'm sure. And then you mentioned Vanessa and the international bestseller, and she's going to talk about how to deal with grief. And it may be a loss of a job, a loss of a spouse, a child. Maybe you had to have tough love if you had a child that had an addiction. It could be any number of things. I know when I was a financial analyst in Beverly Hills, and I didn't work for a year until I found my calling in direct sales. I was grieving over moving to Florida from Los Angeles, because my purpose was my job almost. So people grieve over many different things. It may not be a loss of life.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And then we have Bishop Favors. He's on our team. His name is Michael L. Favors, and he will be talking about leadership. And that's all.
Don't we all need that?
Yeah, so we have two speakers that will be speaking our keynotes for 15 minutes only, and then the other speakers are what we call TED Talkers. So they're gonna have a minute. So we're gonna have a action-packed 2-hour event. Then we have a song who will be our vocalist who will be coming from London, and she'll be singing, rendering this song to us. And I'm going to give y'all the name of the song just to kind of tease y'all a little bit. She will be singing one of my favorite songs that I asked her to learn in 2 days. that is, I asked her, I give her about 5 days, but that is Hero.
Oh, that's a great song.
Mariah Carey.
That is an awesome song. Absolutely. Actually, the CEO of one of my former companies, that was his mother's favorite song.
I love it.
I cry every time I hear it.
It makes me cry too, yeah.
She really was an amazing woman.
Yes, and then we have Jeremiah Riley, and needless to say, that is my son. Yes. And he is an author as well, and he's a writer. And he will be doing one of his, what we call, actually it's a poem, what we call it, I call them poems, but nowadays they call it spoken words.
Interesting that they've changed the name of how things are expressed. But I've heard him speak many times, and it's absolutely lovely. And then Pat, you're going to wrap us up with some closing remarks, I imagine, about taking action and being an entrepreneur to make things happen. And then you shared that we have one more that's not on my list, Chris, I believe, who
Chris said
he was going to share about overcoming the crazy thoughts that come into our heads when we tell ourselves we can't do things.
Beautifully said, Debbie. Beautifully said. And there's one more person I want to mention, and that is Kenny Love. How we gonna forget?
Oh, yes.
Kenny
How
Love.
can you forget him?
He's just gonna share about a few minutes of something very positive, because Kenny spreads love throughout the world. And he has a movement where he just gives out roses all over, Dade County, Broward County. And his movement is spreading throughout the nation. And this is awesome. So we have to hear from him.
I loved your interview with Kenny, and I call that being a difference maker. My mom was a difference maker, and I think human beings are called to make a difference in people's lives every single day.
Absolutely.
So, Pat, I can't thank you enough for hosting this event and inviting me to be part of the Miami chapter. And I know it's going to be a great success. So everyone, whether you're a single entrepreneur, whether you're heading a small team or a large team, we want to invite you to join. But remember, you have about maybe 30 hours to buy your tickets, just $10 a piece. Choose your team. And if you know of somebody who might be going through an item that one of these speakers could help with, gift them a ticket. It's just $10. What a special gift. And be that difference maker for them. And again, that website address, that URL is Florida, all spelled out, launch.eventbrite.com. And it will take you right to the landing page. $10 get you in, and then you'll get the link to join us on Wednesday at 4 p.m. And you will want to make sure to have paper and pen, a pen that writes, and be ready to take great notes from Pat and her speakers. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you, Debbie. And I wanted to let everyone know, all of our attendees that will be attending the event, they will be getting a free gift that's offered to them by Women's Prosperity Network. And it's a gift that's valued at $95. And they're offering their gift on behalf of our launch. So we're also giving sharing our email list, because we have to connect the best way we can with COVA, and that is something that we're doing today. Based on COVA, we have to give out an email list, because we want you all to follow up. The money's in the follow up, the friendships in the follow up, the relationships in the follow up. Everything we need is in the follow up. So we want you to follow up. When you host an event, you have an email list. Add them to your email list and let us know when you're having an event, so we can come and support you as well.
So a tip on follow-up I learned in my direct sales days was it took an average of 12 times to get a yes.
Absolutely. So that means we have to keep collecting emails. And also, so this is what we have planned, and we will be shutting the event, close out tomorrow night at 12 a.m. because I do have some things still left to do. And again, like I said before, there's always that moment of quiet time. We have to settle ourselves and settle our mind, and that's what I have to do, because we've all worked diligently. And now tomorrow night, we're gonna have to rest our mind and prepare so that we can show up, suit up, show up, and in grand style, you know. So that's what we're doing, and I'm excited about it. And again, we're gonna place a link at the top of this post, this video, and all you have to do is click the link, reserve your seat. People are still buying tickets, so you have until tomorrow night to purchase your ticket and reserve your seat. And then you will receive a link to enter the platform. And that's really all I have, Debbie. We're ready to rock and roll on our side. We're ready to get this thing on the move. You know,
okay, so. Pat. Well, thanks for sharing, and I look forward to seeing everyone. And Wednesday, 4 p.m. sharp. Bye for now.
Absolutely. And in my closing, let me give them my little tip in my closing. Thank you, Debbie. In my closing, I want to say to everyone, we are living in a crisis, but do not let this stop you from following your vision. Stop looking at what it appears to be and stay on track. If you're off track, if you're not on track, get back on track. So I want to say to everyone that the value of life is not in its duration. It's not about how long we live, but the value of life is in its donation. What do you have to give? I am Pat Rogers, and I am the CEO of Unity in Service, where people need people. Back to you, Debbie.
That was so beautifully said, and I don't know anyone who doesn't need people. So I look forward to our event on Wednesday and seeing all of our team members come out and their wonderful guests. So bye for now, and we will see you Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Debbie. Bye-bye.
My pleasure.